It feels really significant for West Ham as we host Manchester United tomorrow at the London Stadium. The game's coming thick and fast for Nuno's men. We've got plenty to discuss Saturday, tomorrow, and there's some injury news which we need to delve into as well. So it's a massive and a huge opportunity where Sam, good evening to you. We could be level on points with Nottingham Forest by the end of play tomorrow.
We could.
Will we? That's the first question.
Do you know, I think normally when Man United come to town, we're quite confident because we've got a weirdly good track record against them in this ground. And actually, the last game at the Bowling was obviously against Man United, wasn't it? And we pulled off a good victory there. The form they have shown in the last 4 games, what they've suddenly turned into, which is anything but Man United, is what leaves me sceptical. But who knows? Who knows? And stranger things have certainly happened.
Certainly, anything could happen tomorrow evening. Good evening to everyone joining us in the chat. This will be a big win for us, even a point against Man U, because they've done well under Carrick. But we normally beat them at home, so I reckon 2-1. So a lovely bit of confidence there. This next comment is a little bit off topic, but it made me laugh when I was eating my M&Ms before I went live. Loving the Winter Olympics. Watching the snowboard in big air is amazing. How do the competitors find out they can do this stuff without being permanently wheelchair bound? Absolute respect. And do you know what? I sat in nodding my head as I read it at 7:58 for okay. Well, now how do you find out that you can jump off of a cliff and land on your feet and win medals for us, Sam? Like, how do you come across that?
I think it's the same. Obviously, it's a bigger version of it. But how do you find out you can pole vault? Like, I don't know about you at school, but like, never at school do they get out the pole vaults or whatever the things are called. How do you find out you can do these things? Like, there must be so many people around with injuries, and it's not for me. That's for sure.
It's not for me either, because the amount of injuries that could be taken there would be monumental, especially for me. Terry, good evening. I hope you are well. Yeah, they're off to the rugby on Saturday. That'll be riveting. Rugby vlogging coming. Terry reckons that's going to accumulate a grand total of 0 views, which probably tells you his views on rugby quite pertinently. Who starts it? I mean, that's a pertinent question, Sam. Hermanson came in on Saturday, didn't put a foot wrong, really.
I think we find out a lot about why Hermanson was in goal when we see the lineup tomorrow night. Was it this injury that had been talked about? Is that why the under-21s keeper was up there with the team? Is that why he didn't play for the under-21s? Is it something else? And it was a tactical change. I think we'll find out. I think it'll be Areola. I think with Areola, he will make a mistake in a game, but you'd probably expect Hermanson to as well. But Areola will pull out a worldie of a save at some point that you don't think anyone else would get to. And I'm not sure that Hermanson's got that. I also think if we're talking about trying to rebuild Hermanson's confidence, playing against Man United in the form they're in and the goal scoring form they're in is also probably not the best game. Areola for this game, Hermanson again at the weekend for Burton Albion. And then reassess it again from there.
That shocks me. See, I think he's going to go Hermanson. I think he didn't put a foot wrong. I thought he was really cool, calm, and controlled with the ball at his feet, with the ball at his hands, and when the ball was in the air. I've got a feeling he's going to stick with him, and he's gone with the motto of "If it ain't broke, don't fix it" over the last few weeks in terms of certainly the sort of formation that we have, as we said last night, Sam, sort of stumbled across, which we'll come on to more a little bit later. But I don't know, it's an interesting one, and I see your point in terms of then he'll play the cup game, and then it will probably get reevaluated from there. But it's a really interesting one, that is. In terms of going forward, there's a couple of injury concerns, which Nuno has kept his cards close to his chest. We're going to have a forensic look over the press conference because it was actually worth looking at because actual interesting things came out of it. So we'll look at that in a minute. But we're hearing injury concerns. Then all of the Twitter detectives have come out and tried to investigate who was in the training videos today and who wasn't, to suggest who's injured and who is not. Bowen and Somerville were involved in training today, so that probably suggests that they're okay. There was no Thomas Souček involved. There's murmurings of Fernandez as well. Listen, we don't know. No one's got a clue. It hasn't been leaked, and it's obviously being kept very in-house ahead of the game tomorrow. We were never going to go through the whole season, Sam, without injury, so this felt inevitable, but let's just hope it's not too damaging.
Yeah, I think some of it might also be, look, we played on Saturday. There are players there that played 90 minutes. They've got 2 more games this week. Do I think Souček will play both of them? Probably not. You'd expect that he won't play either tomorrow or won't play against Burton Albion, but I'd imagine it'll be against Burton Albion he won't play. It might just be that he's a pair of old legs, really, these days. You're giving him a bit of a rest. I don't know. I don't remember sort of seeing that either of those players went off with a knock or whatever at the weekend. They didn't seem to be carrying anything. I think there's probably not as much in it. And I think sometimes it's clubs sort of do these things to lull other managers into a false sense of security, trying to sort of test all. If Souček's not going to be there, that probably means it's either going to be Potts or it's going to be Magassa. Are Man United then playing a slightly different lineup to counter the different threats, etc.? I don't know. Well,
he's left a lot sort of close to his chest. Here he is, I think. Nigel, you there? He is.
I've
Here he is.
got to plug my phone in
Right.
though, because for some reason it wouldn't go on my on my laptop. I was in the studio apparently, but it wouldn't go. So I've got to somehow get some power to my phone, and then I'll.
Jolly good. Well, good evening, Nigel. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm good after Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, it weren't Sunday. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, absolutely. Right, we'll let you continue the tour of your house whilst I read some comments. Mick says rugby is played by the lads who haven't got the skill to play football. Very good. I was a proper forward. Well, it is all about Valentine's Day really on Saturday. As Nigel will tell you, he's taking his better half out for a lovely meal. Nigel, aren't you? In the concourse of Burton Albion.
It won't actually be. I've heard the food over there.
Wow. Well,
yeah,
I mean, you haven't heard of Sam, you haven't heard of much more romantic places than Burton Albion, have you?
I hear he isn't the only person on this channel that was considering a Burton Albion Valentine's Day, but he's the only person on this channel that's picked it, and I think that speaks volumes.
Nigel's
I was the only one with a backbone, mate, to tell Mrs.
Here we go.
That's
Nigel's the only one that had the courage and conviction to go through with his decisions, whereas I thought it's probably for the best if I sit this one out and go to every other one. But there we are. You give and take, don't you? Barry, hope you well. He says, wouldn't worry if Hermanson against United is not the tallest, only Maguire who is a lump. What a Valentine's Day it will be, Mick, watching 30 burly men rolling and cuddling around on the floor. Terry, we're really getting through the screen your excitement for your rugby trip on Saturday. I really sense that you're excited for what lays ahead. Here's a question. What sport would you be good at the Winter Olympics? Now, I think I'd be quite good at curling, that one where they like shimmy it along. I think I'd have the hand for that.
That's the only one you know.
Maybe not. But Terry says I'm a luge man. Lying down is my area of expertise. Bobsleigh for me and probably for Jake if he can just sit in the back doing very little. That's what I do most of the time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I put in all the hard yards, doing very little in the back of the car. But you all appreciate it. Nigel put 10p in the meter. He's back again.
Don't.
Chris says we need to pick up points. Oh, and there's Dogs as well. We need to pick up points. The game where we would expect to pick up points won't be enough. We need a couple of unexpected wins. Yeah, I think that's fair. Listen, this isn't going to define us, this game, but it would be a massive help if we got something tomorrow night. Nigel, how do you assess our chances going into it?
I think we're going to beat them. I don't think they do. I don't think they like coming to us. And to be fair, we're on a bit of a roll. And they, they ain't been. Look, they've won 4 games, but I don't think they've turned. They ain't turned into the Man United of old, have they? They're still the old Man United that are a bit ropey. I mean, they ain't. I don't think they're all that. To be fair, I always fancy us getting something against them, more so than I do other teams, because I think we sort of raise our game against them, especially I think with the with the confidence we've got going through our attacking players at the moment, I think we can really put it on them. I honestly think that. And I think Tottenham got Chelsea tomorrow, haven't they?
I've got Newcastle tomorrow evening.
That's right. Yeah. I don't think they'll beat them, and I think we're going to catch them.
Wouldn't that be
I think
brilliant?
they've got Arsenal after that, haven't they?
They have, yeah. Wouldn't that be brilliant?
Yeah.
They've got a tough run of games, and they've got 4 games without their captain, with Romero picking up a red card at the weekend. But yeah, they are being dragged into it more and more, and we've currently got momentum, and they're the other side of the coin. They are just completely, they can't buy a win in the Premier League, which is mildly
The Thomas Frank
amusing.
thing as well. I mean, they are on his back, and do you know what? There's no love lost between some of them players and him, and it's like it's gone really pear shaped for them. They all wanted him, and now you when I was driving home the other day, Talksport, there was Spurs fans on there actually going, they really don't want him there, and I think it's toxic there at the moment, and things are going from bad to worse for them.
One of the highlights of my day, we did like a mock press conference today. We were doing an interviewing module, and we did a mock press conference, and our lecturer acted as Thomas Frank. So we had to ask questions as if it was his pre-match press conference before the Newcastle game. And somebody asked, how credible is the threat of relegation, and do you think you're still a Big Six side? And she sat there and she said, well, I don't think we've been part of the Big Six for about 4 years, and nobody really batted an eyelid. Right? It's amusing what they've become, but they are deeply in it. I mean, Sam, we could have done without Palace beating Brighton yesterday, but you still got Spurs there who are standing still, which means they're going backwards.
I think Palace are always going to pick up some points at some point. I think what's interesting is it's almost dragged Brighton into the conversation with their form as well. It's so tight in that pack there. And yeah, I'd have preferred Palace to lose, but I think Palace will drop points again once they have to start playing in Europe again. I think similar to Forest, they've just got too many games for the size of the squads they've got. But yeah, there's lots of teams that are sort of in and around, and if we go on a bit of a run like Leeds have gone on, I think there's every reason to believe that we can. There are a lot of teams there that are going to be looking over their shoulders, and I think Tottenham are right amongst it. Romero was saying before the last game they had 11 players who were available. Well, that means they've got 10.
They've got 10 now.
But it's typical. I think Tottenham are almost the anti-West Ham. Tottenham are desperate for a big-name manager, and it doesn't matter what they do around a big-name manager, the fans will just accept it. West Ham are the opposite. We call for a big-name manager. The big-name manager comes in. Inevitably, he's terrible, and we get rid of him quick, and we bring in someone with Premier League experience. We would kill for a Thomas Frank. Like, if he'd been available when we brought in Nuno, we'd have gone for Frank before Nuno. But we like a Nuno, a Frank, a David Moyes, someone as a seasoned Premier League professional. Tottenham want the opposite. They want a big name that makes it look like they're a big club. And actually, they'd be much better off going on a bit of a project with someone like Frank, who would actually get them out of this mire. And we are now only 1 point. I think we're still the 4th worst. If you ignore the relegated or promoted sides, we are the worst side in the last calendar year. But we're only a point behind Tottenham in that particular race now. That's how bad they are. And yeah, ultimately they need to get out of that rut in exactly the same way that we do.
Yeah, for sure. Right then, Nigel, you haven't been here for a while, so it's time to reassociate yourselves to my brilliant jokes. They haven't gone anywhere. Are you both ready for my jokes?
Oh, please.
Yeah, here we go. So, Nigel, do you want to hear a joke about paper?
If you must.
Never mind. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's very, very.
Paper. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. See, look at them all laughing away. We will return to those magnificent jokes a little bit later on. Injuries are smoke from. We're going to go through what Nuno said earlier in his press conference in just a second. Tomorrow is very much a free hit. Nothing to lose. Wolves to do us a favour on Wednesday. All our fingers crossed. I mean, they don't look as bad as they once did after we gave them their first win of the season and their only win of the season. But, you know, you never know. You never know. 3 players we need to stop are Embuemo, Cunha, and Fernandez, and play in their half. Got to have a go. Got to adopt the same mentality that has won us games and took us close to getting something off Chelsea last week. Dan, hope you well. I hope you've recovered from Saturday's game. We'll try and do something on Palace this Wednesday, but don't count on it because, as you saw, we are. Yeah, you weren't very good, mate. You weren't very good. You were right in all of your suggestions, but there we are. Right, let's go to the press conference. So he spoke about Hermanson, Nuno, and he said the situation with the goalkeeper is a special one inside the group. We decided to put Hermanson in goal on Saturday. I think he did a good job. The goalkeepers are helping each other, and everything is working. It's up to us to make decisions that are best for the team, and we were happy with his performance. So he's kept that close. Nigel, do you think he's going to bring Areola back in or start Hermanson again tomorrow?
Depends what is wrong with Areola, really, or if he's, you know, I mean, he might have had a little knock. You don't know, do you? I mean, there must have been something to actually put him in the side. We don't know why he was in the side, but do you know what, Jack? He played all right. He had good hands. He didn't really. He started off quite dodgy. I thought, oh my god, when he didn't come out, and then he did, and then. But apart from that, he looked all right. He looked pretty safe, and he looked to get the ball out, you know, quite early. And I thought he was all right, mate. You know, got to give the guy a chance, you know.
Absolutely, for sure. Frog in a Well, hope you well. He says Spurs fans not crying over about Kudus. He's been injured, but yeah, I mean the last few games he played before he got injured, not so good, was it? But any more jokes, Jake? And you'll walk into Anfield. But on that note, we just will have another one then, haven't we? Right then, the next joke of the day. Let's go here. Sam, why did the man fall down the well?
Oh, I don't know, Jake. Why did a man fall down the well?
Because he couldn't see that well.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh no! You know them emojis that go like
that. Oh, they get better and better. Going back to the press conference, now the comment that sent shudders down the spines of West Ham fans this afternoon was Nuno addressed a question about team news, and he says, yeah, unfortunately, we have some injury issues. We're going to have some players out, but I'm not going to say who it is. It's disappointing, but it is what it is. Not the best thing you want to hear, but of course, we're always going to get injuries at some stage. So whether it's Souček, whether it's Pablo, whoever it is, those are the names that have been banded around. I certainly thought Pablo had a bit of a limp about him when he came on Saturday.
he
but
just runs like that, Jake.
He does, yeah.
He just got to hope. Like that.
We've just got to hope that it doesn't affect us too much. And if there is injuries, Sam, we can't change the way we play. It's got to be 4-4-2 again.
I think a lot's going to depend on who's out, isn't it? Yeah. Wilson went off early. Has he got a knock? If it's him and Pablo, I think I'd rather we resort to something else rather than trying to play Bowen through the middle and start Traore on the right and all that sort of nonsense. I think we've got to make sure we still start on the front foot. I think that's the really key. That's the really key thing that we've got to do. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anything does leak around who's injured. I think it's good that we're not just coming out and saying stuff. And from what I can see, no one's sort of got any sort of definitive, oh, it's definitely A, B, or C. So that's always good. But yeah, let's see what happens with the team selection. Sorry, but I hope we stay on the front foot with whatever we do, whether that's the way we line up or whether that's the way we play the game.
For sure. Honestly, I do take some of these comments personally. Look at these here. You're returning to the jokes. That could be considered a threatening comment. I've had funnier toothache. Terrible. And this is the worst of all. The only stand-up comedian that supplies earplugs. I mean, you just don't understand the comedy genius that comes out of my mouth. Clearly, you just don't get it. And that's okay. It's not for everyone. Let's talk about Manchester United. 4 wins out of 4 for Michael Carrick, a feat that Ruben Amorim, I don't think, ever achieved in his 2-year premiership at Old Trafford. Another former West Ham United player coming up against us in the dugout after Scott Parker on Saturday. They haven't won at the London Stadium, Nigel, since September 2021. Now, that day, Jesse Lingard scored against us and Mark Noble missed a penalty in the last minute, an eventful game, so you can take that out of your memory. They've not won convincingly at our place for a long, long time. They don't like it. They don't like it at our place at all.
No, they don't. Oh, I said that earlier on. They don't like coming to us, and I think we're going to stick it to them. I honestly do. They're just not the. They're not the team they used to be. I mean, gone are the days when you used to think, "Oh my God, we got United. Here we go, thumping." No one thinks that anymore. They just. I don't. I see it as one of the winnable games when I look at the fixtures. I know that sounds bad, but if I looked at us, against Arsenal, I'm like, oh my God, I look, but when I look at us, I think, yeah, United is possible 3 points now because they're terrible at the back, awful. They always
For
give you a
sure.
chance. I like.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Much as I hate him, you got to love Fernandes. He's a very, very good footballer, isn't he? Very, very good footballer. But Cunha's coming into it for better form, and he's sort of do all right. He started to do all right now, but yeah, I don't think they've really got that much that can hurt us. I really don't.
And that's the thing. And I mean, we've got a point off of them at Old Trafford. And if we win tomorrow, it wouldn't be a massive shock for us to take 4 points off of Man United this season. And that's what it's become. But they have been better. They have been more clinical. They've looked threatening. I think signing Premier League players has helped them in Embuemo and Cunha. It seems a little bit more logical transfer strategy, more than just go off vibes and pay 70 million for the pleasure of it, which seems to be their transfer approach for the last few years. So they are better. I mean, I don't know about you, Sam, but I always associate a defensive goalkeeping error when they come to our place. Remember, De Gea's let one through his legs before Onana has cocked up at our place. So they always seem to have a bit of a Western Supermare against us at the London Stadium. And let's hope that materialises again tomorrow. But we've got to mention they have been better.
They've been much better the last few weeks. I think it's rare. I can't remember the last time that the two form teams in the Premier League met at the London Stadium. It's been a while since that's been able to be said by Sky or TNT, whoever we're on tomorrow night. So my stepdad's a Man United fan, so I'm always worried when we play Man United because it gives me bragging rights or not for a while. So I'm always going to those games worried. It looks like Maguire's going to have to start if they've got some injuries at the back. We know how much we've been after him, so it's inevitable that head's going to score a goal against us from a corner. Given what he's like against us, the fact that he scores some corners and how good we are from defending corners this season. But yeah, I agree with you both. There's always a chance against Man United these days. They don't like the amazing, riveting atmosphere that you get from a game at the London Stadium. And I've had so far today three messages from the club, one text message, 2 emails, saying that if I can't make the game tomorrow, to resell my ticket because we need everyone there creating atmosphere. Well, let's
need the Man United fans there,
because you're going to give me 25 quid back or whatever for my season ticket, and you're going to sell it for 80 quid. But it did tell me that I hope they are listening to their own words and they do something about creating an atmosphere before the game. Because we can do it. We know we can, and we can sort of try and bring those sort of European night-like feel. And we've got better at that as the season's gone on with the light shows and the whatever on the late kickoff. So let's hope the extra late start tomorrow night, that extra 15 minutes they've got to fill, we can actually do something with it and really get the crowd going.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got to resemble a sort of European night, and you echo my sentiment there, Sam. We've got to get that place bouncing, and whether it's an initiative to get people in the ground earlier, get people to their seats. I'm old-fashioned. If it were me in this big game, this feels like a really important moment. I'd be ringing Paolo Di Canio and saying, look, chuck him a few grand and say, come on the pitch 15 minutes before kickoff. Let's get people in the ground and let's give people a reason to be there. Don't put on some flashing lights thing, which, will give everyone a headache and will just make everyone turn away, because that will just make everyone buy another beer. It won't make me buy another beer, but it will make everybody else buy another beer. And get everyone in the ground early. It's a 8:15 kickoff, for God's sake. That's nearly my bedtime, so it's going to be a late one tomorrow. And let's make a proper atmosphere, because it's a really big opportunity, Nigel, to move level on points with safety.
Well, to be fair, we've been starting really quickly. And, we've been on fire. And I think if we can start again quickly and score early, I think then it could get a bit exciting.
Absolutely.
I mean, I was.
Lift your finger, Nigel, off the mic.
Sorry, mate. Someone made a comment today. Someone made a comment. Still there? Yeah. Someone made a
Yeah.
comment today about now Paquetá's gone. Fernandez and Somerville are flourishing. And it's true, isn't it? They've really come into themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, it seems like a huge weight has been taken off of the shoulders of the players in that sense. And it looks a lot more there's a lot more flow to it. And there seems like there's a lot more cohesion and understanding with what we're trying to do. And that stems from at the back line and how good Disasi was on Saturday. And the midfield looks sort of forceful and dominant. And you go up front and you've got bodies there, whether it's Wilson and Tatty, and there's quality, and it's all starting to make sense, Sam, isn't it? And we spoke last night in terms of sticking with a manager and trying to see how it pans out, and we're all beginning to understand and see what Nuno's trying to do. And the 2 goals that we scored on Saturday against Burnley perfectly epitomise what we're trying to do, and will get us out of this if we carry on.
Yeah, and I think we've just got to keep doing more of what we've been doing, as we've said, and keeping that good balance. I think that's been the key word. Yeah, the starts have been brilliant, and I think we're absolutely going to need that tomorrow night. We need to knock Man United a little bit. Let's remember they are 4 games into a new manager, that they sacked the old manager as they weren't doing well. So we need to remind them that they are 4 games past losing to teams that they probably should have been beating. And I think we need to do that early on. And I think if we can do that, we can sow that seed of doubt in their head, then we've got a good chance. Conversely, if they start fast and they get on top of us, it might remind us that we are 6 games past being thrashed by Wolves. And yeah, it's going to be a really good night tomorrow night. Whatever way, I think there's definitely be goals.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Good afternoon, Larry. I hope you're well from Lexington, Kentucky. Still at work, but wanted to pop in for a chat. There's like a theme of people like watching this as they're at work. You all need to get on with your work. Larry, get on with your work. Don't get caught. That's the one thing. Don't get caught. But if you do get caught, then give him one of my business cards and say, look, he's pretty good. Like West Ham official, like and subscribe and all that jazz. Frog of the World didn't think Man United were outstanding against a terrible Spurs, good goals. So, I mean, they haven't just become a world-class team overnight. They're still a poor football team, as are we. So we've just got to get the upper hand. And as Nigel said, we've been starting games really well. We've been scoring early. I think I read a stat that we have now scored the most goals in the first 15 minutes of games of any team in the Premier League this season. You think of Fernandez scoring inside 20 seconds, was it against Villa? And just every week we seem to be scoring early. We need to utilise that as well, and that could get the crowd up and start to generate the atmosphere that we're all yearning for tomorrow evening. Sam's excited for it because there's just a slight prospect that I might buy him a drink. Nigel, do you reckon there's a chance I buy you a drink tomorrow or not?
You'll probably, if I see you, you'll run and hide, like you normally do.
I didn't run and hide on Saturday. You didn't want a drink.
No, I'm not drinking too much at the moment. He says.
He says.
West Ham are winning. I don't have to go on the drink anymore. Now we started to win a few games.
Yeah, very true.
It was getting that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right, let's go on to some predictions then. Sam, I will start with you. First dibs.
As you know, I like to go big on these predictions, and I can't bring myself to predict that Man United are the first team that I predict to beat us this season. But I think there'll be goals. They have scored 2 goals in every game under Carrick. So I'm going that we are going to edge it 3-2.
Ooh, 3-2. Nigel, what do you reckon?
West Ham United 3, Man United 1.
See, I feel quite bad now because I've had a prediction in my head and it's a lot more pessimistic than what you two have said. Now, I had 1-1 in my head as a repeat of the opposite fixture, but sod it, 2-1. predict wins, then so am I. West Ham United 2, Manchester United 1, level on points with Forest, and then we all get our Wolves shirts on Wednesday evening and hope for the best at the City Ground. And we go 2-1. Larry's going for the 1-all. Interesting. So no one predicting a defeat. West Ham 2-0. There we are. There's more chance of you telling a funny joke than there is buying drinks. Yeah, I tell funny jokes and buy drinks. That's two things that I do on a daily basis. But hey ho, there we go. Yeah, exactly. I did buy a drink on Saturday in the pub. Yep, I did buy a drink, and I bought McDonald's breakfast on Saturday. So the wallet has been opened on several occasions, and it's been shut again. We'll have to see whether it opens again tomorrow. Depends what mood I'm in. Depends whether Nigel annoys me or not. We'll soon find out, won't we?
I can confirm that at Reading, Burton Albion, you got the first round in. It was at McDonald's, and they were cups of tea, but you did get the first round in.
I was going to say, I can't remember paying for drinks in the ground at Reading. I was like, I'm sure that didn't happen. But then I did pay for the cups of tea in the McDonald's before. So my wallet basically hasn't shut since the start of the year, really. It's had a tough time. It's had a tough time, but there we go. I know all your sympathies are coming to me through the screen. Greatly appreciated. Right, some final thoughts. Nigel, what would you be saying to those players before they go out tomorrow?
Just do what you're doing. Keep playing the ball quickly, like without Paquetá and the team. We're moving the ball like I always thought we'd move the ball quicker, and we are moving it quicker. There's more. It's dynamic. Do you know what I mean? When Fernandez gets on the ball and he whips it to Somerville, and like they just move the ball much quicker, and we look a much sharper unit going forward. And our press has been good. I think, I think just keep on what we've been doing. And you know what? I'm not even that worried about Forest catching Forest, because I think naturally that's going to happen. I want us to catch Spurs. More than anything, I got a feeling that we'll catch all them teams up. The likes of Leeds, Spurs, Forest, but I think we'll catch them all. Honestly, there's enough games left in the season. And if you look at the fixture list, I do believe going forward that we'll catch all them teams.
Confidence. I don't know what you've been drinking, Nigel, but I want some of it as well.
I haven't actually had any of it yet because I'm messing around with the computer.
Did you just say gin and tonic when 10 minutes ago you said you're not really drinking at the moment? It's a Monday night.
Gin and tonic's not a proper drink, is it?
All right. Okay. All right. We'll go with that. Terry knows me far too well. He would have had some free points at McDonald's that he would have mugged someone off for, guaranteed. You know me too well.
Coffee bean cards or something.
You know me too well. Jake bought 1 pint and had 4 people sharing it, small sips. That's a good idea, that is. That's a good idea.
This is how bad it is. In about 5 years, he's bought me 1 pint, and he's that proud of it, he keeps putting pictures up of it. I'm like, he keeps on. Do you know what? That's the 1 pint he bought me. Like
I don't think I bought you that one that you there. Did you? You didn't.
You didn't give me that can.
Did I not? Okay, all right.
No.
Do you remember this, Nigel, when I got gravy? Do you remember that? I was with you that day.
Oh, mate. Who has pie and mash
what?
on it? That's
you can't have pie and brown.
I am a changed man. I am a changed man.
Right. Pie and mash with no liquor. Oh, gravy on it. Embarrassing.
I now have liquor. I'm a changed man. You see me tomorrow, I'll be having liquor.
We'll see.
Don't worry.
I don't know if you will. It's 14 quid pie and mash, isn't it? In the ground.
Yeah, I know. You got that second-hand free sausage roll. Exactly, I got you a sausage roll from Greg's as well.
Yeah, but it was out of date.
It wasn't out of date. You do talk so much crap. Honestly.
Who gives someone a sausage roll? And there was one of them in a packet of 3.
Yeah, you didn't need 3, did you? What did you want 3 sausage rolls for?
I'll have the pint tomorrow, Jake. Don't worry. I'll catch up with you.
Okay, I'm sure you will. Right, Nigel, there's somebody on social media giving you a run for their money, and they have not cut their hair for a ridiculous amount of time. And if Manchester United win tomorrow, that'll be 5 successive wins, and the United Strand is going to cut his hair. So that's the biggest incentive more than anything. His hair is literally like out here. And if we even draw tomorrow, then he's got to keep growing it until they win 5 games on the bounce. He's never going to be closer. And West Ham, I feel, have the whole country behind them tomorrow to get something off Man United. So that freak, doesn't need to cut his hair, doesn't have the opportunity to cut his hair. And maybe we should do, maybe Nigel, what we should do is next time we have a clean sheet, you should shave that moustache off.
It'll be like that big, but it'll be that big by the time we get a clean sheet, mate.
I know they're rare. They're very rare. But there we go. Right. So you I think I'll see you both tomorrow evening at some point, won't I?
Yep, you will.
Yeah.
I'm still working on your ticket, Jake, for Fulham.
Okay. All right.
So,
Cheers. Jolly good. Let's just tell the whole world that, shall we? Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. Nigel and Sam, thank you very much indeed for your input as ever.
No worries, Jake. See you tomorrow.
right, mate.
I'll see you both tomorrow. Pint or no pint, I've actually got, Sam, I've got that 15% off student discount card from that pub somewhere that we went in. And I need to find it because I don't know where it's gone. But I've got 15% off in that posh bar that was about £7 a pint.
It's right. There's a few good student bars in Stratford that are very cheap pints before the game.
He'd be down Costco buying cans, looking around for empty glasses there and that, filling them up like I've got you then walking out from behind the bar.
Oh dear. No, I like to get in the ground early so I can capitalise on the £4, the £4 pints. That's good.
They're doing £4 pints in the stadium now.
Yeah, have done for a while. If you get in before, I think, is it an hour? It's 45 minutes before kickoff, isn't it?
Yeah, 45 minutes before kickoff, it goes back up to the regular price. But before that, it's Jake Cox pricing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It is, yeah. So
Sorry,
the deal is,
don't get the first pint.
don't get the first pint because we made that mistake once and it was the worst pint I've ever drunk in all of my life, and it was free. No, I think I paid for that one actually as well. I don't know.
Yeah, you did. You paid for that one.
Did I pay for that?
Tasted like cleaning fluid.
Yeah, I paid for it and it was crap. So it was the worst. It was the worst pint I think I've ever consumed. So yeah, right. I think Gary's going as well tomorrow and Mike. So we might all be together. How cute.
Nice.
How cute.
Are you going into
Not
the
Larry.
fan zone before the game?
That's where I've got 15% off.
Oh, okay.
Student discount.
I might zip in there then.
Oh, yeah. We'll all be together apart from Larry. Maybe we'll like video call Larry, then we'll have all of us together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Larry, you need to get over it. You need to get over it for a game. Sod the work off. Get over it. Exactly. Right. From us until tomorrow, there'll be all sorts of content tomorrow. I've actually got uni until 1:30, but then I will be making my way over. I'm going to come back up, put my thermals on, put my coat on, and I'll be getting straight over to glorious East London to begin the fun. So there we go. Larry's coming. Get it done. Heck yeah. Yeah. Get yourself over it. Get yourself over it. Absolutely. Once you've had 15 minutes with Nigel, you want to be going home, but you know, that's okay. Oh dear. Thanks everybody for getting involved. Thank you very much to you two. Until tomorrow, come on your lines. And we will see. There you go. Do the one, Nigel. That's it. I'll do the other one for you. Yeah. Come on your lines. And that one. Come on your lines. And we will see you soon right here on West. I'm Unofficial. Bye bye.